Hey guys, welcome back to Aligned Souls Tarot. I am Lindsey. Happy belated birthday, all of my Capricorns. Welcome to this reading. I'll just go ahead and throw it out there, but if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Yeah, thanks everyone for being here. Today is the new moon, which is why I'm doing this reading. It was at 3 o'clock today if you are on the East Coast. So it was a few hours ago from when I am uploading this, but if you don't catch this on today, Saturday, no worries. It's supposed to just come to you whenever it's meant to. So hopefully the messages will resonate, and just remember it is a general read, so some things will resonate and some things won't. Don't try to make it fit. Take what resonates and leave the rest, right? What else? With that being said, this is going to be for the next 3 to 5 days. We have fire and water elements on the table this time. I normally don't do that, but I was called to do that today for some reason. So far, it's been working. Messages have been coming in pretty clear, except for one that I was kind of like hesitant on, but most of them have had pretty much the same theme, so I feel like the collective is being asked to kind of do the same thing and let go of the same things on this new moon, okay? And I'll get to that probably in the reading because I'm pretty sure it'll come up in your reading as well. We do have a really funky crystal grid on the board, not my normal crystal grid, but it was divinely inspired, so I'm leaving it, and like I said, it has been working. I think that's pretty much it, so let's go ahead and get started, Capricorns, the next 3 to 5 days. And this is like without rhyme or reason, so it's not necessarily about love or career or family. It's just whatever wants to come through, whatever is for the majority of those who watch this reading. Okay. I also have meditation music on, and it seems like it was quieter earlier, so if you guys can hear it, you really shouldn't, but if you do, I'm just gonna go ahead and apologize. I would turn it down, but I feel like stopping in the middle of this reading would be kind of rude to do that. So why can I not grab these? Okay. Awesome. Love it. Try to get a couple more cards out for you, and then we will get started. Okay, so, whoa, okay. Loud and clear, hear ya. Gotcha. Did you guys see how that one just like flew out? Crazy. Alright, we'll stop right there. Bottom of the deck, the Sun card. Absolutely love it. Absolutely. Okay. Shift these cards down for you guys. I'm going to keep these two connected just as they are, just because that one flew out so intently. I feel like they need to just kind of stay partnered. Plus, it makes a lot of sense the way that they're partnered. Okay, if you guys are new to the channel, you saw me just do that, so you probably are wondering why I do that. It's just more confirmation on how spirit guides and the universe and all that kind of stuff want me to read the card, whether in the upright or the reverse, okay? All right, guys, so middle of this read, you have the 10 of Cups here, right? And it kind of got touched on by this 2 of Cups in reverse. No need to fret. I do feel like something that you guys were emotionally attached to, highly emotionally attached to, has kind of shifted in some way, shape, or form. I don't want to say it's completely broken yet. It could be on its way out because you do have the Tower card here, and that Tower card hasn't been passed yet. So there is some sort of rebirth and regeneration, and the only way that that can happen is through the death of something, okay? So you have to clear out room in order to make room for new things, okay? It's kind of like a pipe that gets clogged. You get stuck where you're at and there's this stagnation, and you need that water to flow. You need the new things to come in. So you have to unclog that pipe. So, and I used that analogy earlier today in a different reading as well. And that is what the collective message has been. Since it is a new moon, that new moon energy is all about releasing things that no longer serve us. And that's exactly what this reading is saying as well. And like all the other readings today have said too. There is a letting go of something that you are highly passionate about or highly emotionally attached to. And in order to do so, it's going to bring in something new and better and higher in alignment with yourself. Side note, I just wanted you guys to know that I moved my microphone right here because I did have a couple of comments that said that you guys could hear my cards shuffling and you couldn't really hear what I was saying while I was doing that. So I changed a few settings on that and I moved it closer. I do plan on getting an arm for it so that these readings will be a lot better. But for now, just let me know if that sounds better or if I still need to like make some adjustments on it. Okay, so back to the reading. You have a lot of cards in the reverse, which again is not a bad thing. It's just blocked energy. So things that are like a long-term commitment, right, is not being fulfilled, or maybe you had hopes of a long-term commitment and like I said, this is kind of breaking apart. There's some sort of ending that is happening around the coming together of what you thought things would be, a sort of future or a perspective that you had on a situation, and that's being broken down now. And there's good reason, is because there's better things coming for you on the horizon. So while we're on that, we'll go ahead and pull these cards and I'll just dive a little deeper into what I mean by that. So after the Sun card here about new beginnings, you do have the Seven of Swords, which is about leaving things behind. Okay, so this being in the reverse is like you're not looking back, right? You have to not look back at what you're leaving behind because you do need to let something go. There's a false sense of happiness here. Virgo kind of got the same reading, so you might have Virgo placements as well. If you want to check that reading out, you can do that too. Or whatever you're dealing with, if it's a person, they might have Virgo. But it's this false sense of happiness and containing yourself within this bubble is what I'm getting from this World card. It is something that needs to be completed that you are kind of avoiding wanting to bring to a completion, right? And that's kind of where this Tower card pops in too, is because in order for you to heal, you're going to have to go through pain and trauma to do so. You have to recognize that it exists in order for you to heal from it. Again, this kind of death and rebirth that we go through every single year, the seasons go through it, we go through it, and it's just the way that the world turns, right? So you are being asked to let go of a cycle, otherwise it's going to repeat itself, and you're going to have to learn these lessons. Like, these lessons are going to repeat themselves until you learn them. So if you do it now, then new things can come in. You have the Ten of Swords in the reverse. So again, it's like you're holding on to this energy and not wanting to let it go. Like, this is kind of like ignoring the fact that, this is like ignoring the fact that you have to let something go, that something needs to be completed. And this is kind of still keeping in that energy, like wanting to hold on to this instead of walking away from it. But when you're not walking away from this, you're having this King of Pentacles being blocked here, right? And the King of Pentacles is all about stability and even financial stability. For some of you, it could be a career of sorts that you don't want to end, but it's not going the way that is in alignment with your higher self, and you need to release that. Again, it could be, like I said, it could be career, but it could be relationship, whether it be friends, family, or actual partners. There's new energy that wants to come in, and it can't come in. It can't do the work if you're not going to let go, right? And that could be even with that Queen of Cups sitting there on the bottom like that. That could even be emotionally having to get in touch with your emotional side and really delve into those emotions and start healing, okay? You do have the Three of Cups and the Two of Cups, all the cups, and the Ten of Cups. So you have like a lot of emotion on the board, okay? And outside of the Ten of Cups, both the Two and Three of Cups are in the reverse, and even the Ten of Cups being followed with the Tower card. I just really want to say that there's an emotional depth to the situation that has this false sense of what it actually is, and it needs to be released. It needs to be let go of in order for something better to come in. So your perspective on this situation could very well be like, hey, this is really good, this is really great, it's going fine, but either you're the one who's going to recognize that you need to release this and let it go so that new stuff can come in, or the universe is definitely going to step in and break this down. And honestly, I'll be 100% honest with you guys, if you don't initiate that, if you don't initiate that letting go process on your own, when the universe steps in to do it, it's very painful, okay? And it tears, right? So my best advice is that you watching this, you know, like what I'm talking about for your own story. And like, I would just start slowly the process of detaching and surrendering and letting go of control of the situation, okay? They're telling me with this Knight of Swords, like I mentioned this earlier in a different reading, which is I think why it's coming through again with yours, Capricorn, is this Knight of Swords is really indicative of something starting really fast, really good, really fast. And it's all like passion and, you know, all of these like really good feelings and high vibrations, and it's awesome, but it also comes to an end really quickly. So this situation could be something that was like, boom, out the gate, like super fast and super fun and really great, and now it's crumbling because it didn't have the opportunity to build a foundation that was needed in order for it to survive the long term. Okay, to weather the storm is what they're telling me. What else can I give you? The fact that they're both capped on the ends with the Knights means it was already an immature energy from the get-go, okay? Again, you have that high strung energy and it's just not aligning. It's just a lot of blockage here, and it's this false sense of happiness, and it's blocking out your true happiness to come in. Okay, so overarching themes, like I was mentioning at the beginning of the read, is coming into alignment with your feminine energy. So whether you're physically male or female, we all have masculine and feminine energies in us. So the arcing theme for these reads have been coming more in alignment with that feminine energy, which means more receiving and more letting things flow and letting them grow through intuition and through the universe's help or God's help, whatever your faith is, and just letting go of control, right? It's the new moon. We're totally supposed to be letting go right now, and this every single read that I've done today has said the same baseline message. Giving, receiving, intuition, being in alignment with self, and this whole like self-love and self-care thing has been kind of a bottom underlying thing to these themes that have come up today, but definitely giving yourself self-love and self-care so that you can build your own confidence and balance. Balance has definitely been one of the themes today too, finding the balance between that masculine energy and that feminine energy, the yin and the yang, the darkness and the light. Okay, so with that said, that really kind of came in really clear. So we're just going to get some oracle cards today. They just didn't guide me towards any more tarot decks. Normally I will clarify this with another tarot deck, but they really just wanted me to clarify with these oracle cards. So this is the Divine Animals Oracle. All of my decks that I use are listed in the description box below. So guys, make sure you go check that out because there is a lot of other good information in there as well. Perfect. And then these we don't read in the reverse either. Good. Let's see. Yep. Felt it. Awesome. Okay, so bottom of the deck you have Gorilla, which is peace. And that really aligns with the Sun card over here. Just finding that peace within yourself and within your place in the world. That is a number 1 card. It's all about beginnings, just like the Sun card. The Sun card is number 19, but that reduces to 10, which reduces to 1. So both of these cards are 1s. 1s and 10s might be significant to you. You might be getting synchronicities or times on the clock that deal with the number 1 or the number 10. Numbers like 100 even, I'm being told. So look for those synchronicities. Here you have, is this 40? Yeah, it's 41. I was going to say this is 11, but it's hard to see these numbers up top on this deck. But this is 41, and this is the dog, and it's about companionship. I really like this card because if you guys notice, like the man is standing with his dog, but this whole cliff that they're standing on is actually a dog's face as well. So it's a pretty cool card. But it is about companionship. It is the dog, and it is number 41, which reduces to 5, which is about transformation. You have prosperity with the peacock. This is number 39, which reduces to 12, which is a number 3, which is divine guidance. And then lastly, you have the number 30. My nose is itching. Okay, so guys, whenever I know this is weird, but whenever my nose itches, it's called like reader's something. I want to say reader's itch, but that sounds like really bad. So I don't think that's what it's called, but it's you can Google it, and I've Googled it many times. As a tarot reader, when you get intuitive downloads that are like direct and concise in what you're saying, like your nose will start itching. And it's the weirdest thing ever, but it's legit true. So many of us have some sort of tics that happen, whether it's sneezing or coughing or our nose is itching or ears itching. Like there's so many tics that like happen as we're reading because we're getting those intuitive downloads. It's weird, but it's truthful. Mine is, my nose will start itching, and then sometimes it'll actually like start like running too. So hopefully that won't happen, but it might. Anyways, I digress from that. So 31 is 4, right? And so you have the 4 of Wands here, so it's about coming together. A lot of times it has to do with twin flame relationships, although I'm not really picking that up on this. I do take that back though, because you have the 4 of Wands here and the Knight of Cups. It's in the background here. It is, but both of these are in the reverse. You also have, with the 10 of Cups here, you have these two in this relationship, and then you also have the 2 of Cups here holding hands and being intertwined like that. And you'll notice like the darkness and the light, like it's all in these cards, right? The yin and the yang being represented. So you very well could be dealing with a twin flame. I don't know if you guys know that or not. Take it how it resonates. If so, then this could be a drawing out of needing space from them. And as you guys know, twin flames come in and out and in and out and in and out, and you guys continually learn lessons and you grow as individuals, yet you're growing together at the same time, and it's very highly toxic. And until you guys heal enough individually to where you're able to come together and then heal together on the future of your journey, like it's a whole process and yada yada yada, and you guys can Google it. But this might be what you're dealing with for some of you, so if it resonates as such, then take it as such. You do have hair. I promise you I will get back to these cards. So number 31, hair as in rabbit, and cycles. So you are dealing with cycles. Another indication you could be dealing with a twin flame. Hair, to me also, they're pointing out like how many rabbits are here. So definitely indicating this sort of prosperous, oh yeah, and then you have prosperity over here. So cool. So prosperity is definitely something that is coming in strongly with your reading. So moving forward to be more prosperous could be something that you should definitely take note of as you're watching this video. Okay. All right. Let me look in the book at some of these things to see if there's any like really good messages that you guys probably need to hear regarding these animals. I don't really think so. I think they're pretty straightforward. But we will see. So 31 is the hare. And guys, I do read from my books sometimes. I don't read on the tarot cards, but the oracle cards I do sometimes, because some things they'll say that I don't necessarily pick up on, and they're good to know. Let's see. Yep, this is all about seeking balance. So you have cycles in nature, which I discussed earlier about, the changing of the seasons and how things die and come back and are reborn again. So that's exactly what this is talking about. And it says to seek balance. There's a time and season for everything, and to be patient. Okay, so that's what the hare here is representing. You have the peacock at number 39. And this one is saying that prosperity is coming to you. A flow of abundance is on its way. Definitely. I told you have new beginnings coming in. You have to let go and make that space available for new things to come in. Things won't come your way if there's a blockage or if your plate is too full. But you definitely have prosperity coming through. And like I said, even with the hair and all of these rabbits, or even her long hair flowing, like it's very abundant feeling. So yeah, so peacock, that's exactly what it's saying is a flow of abundance. It says expect a new income stream. So for some of you that this was more resonating with a career and finances, that very well could pertain to you as well. It says clear the energy in your office or your home. Do not be afraid of success. You can rise from difficult circumstances. Something else that came to mind while, look, my nose is itching again. Okay. Sorry. Something else that came to mind while I was just reading that was to clear your wallet. If you're in such a mindset where you are looking for more income, which most of us probably are, but if finances is something that's heavy on your mind as you're watching this, then clearing out your wallet of any like receipts or cards that you don't use, maybe you have business cards in there, maybe you have pictures in there, really clearing it out and cleansing it, even buying yourself like a new clean wallet and strategically organizing it will help the flow of energy, because you're allowing space for the money to actually sit, okay? Same thing, they're given, okay, so a while ago I watched one of Steve Harvey's like short clips, and I love Steve Harvey. He's awesome. He gives great advice on a plethora of things. But one thing he did mention, and this was regarding relationships, but take it as it resonates in any aspect of your life, is that one time he wanted to buy a car when he was younger, and he told his mom. His mom said, great, proud of you, you can do it. And he was all pumped for it. She's like, but you have a car out in the driveway that's up on blocks. How is God going to bless you with a new car when you have something in its place where it belongs? And totally resonated with me. Granted, at the time it was talking about relationships and how you have all these people hanging around that aren't serving you anymore, that aren't in alignment with where you want to go, and you need to let them go so that other people can come into those spaces. Same idea. If you have stuff filling up the space that is cluttering it, that is no longer useful, that is no longer in alignment with you, then none of this happens. Nothing flows to you. Anything you try manifesting won't come because you're not opening up the space for it to put itself in, okay? And again, that's been a message that's overarching in all of the reads that I've done today. Okay, lastly here we have companionship with the dog, and he is number 41. And this one is basically saying seek loyalty and honesty in your friendships. Friendships are supportive, not competitive. So maybe there's a clearing out of friendships. It is underneath the Three of Cups. So maybe there are some relationships or friendships that aren't quite working out the way that you had thought they were. People who you thought were going to be on your side aren't really on your side. There might be people in your world that don't support you the way that you need to be supported right now. Again, things ebb and flow in life. Sometimes we need people just for that season. Again, there was another thing I watched. Guys, I'm so glad all of this is coming through on your reading. I feel like you guys needed it. But another short that I watched was of Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry said that there's a season for everybody in your life. And his analogy was as if you are a rocket and the rocket has boosters, and those boosters fall off as the rocket goes higher and higher. So as you upgrade your life, as you become more and more aligned with who you are and where you're meant to go, there are people in your life that have to fall off. They were only there to support you through that section of your journey in your life. And that too, like, really hit home with me as well. So don't be afraid to let go of certain relationships, friendships, family, or partnerships that are no longer serving you, supporting you, or in alignment with where you're going, any of that stuff, okay? And that's where this dog card is coming from, is there's a difference between solitude and loneliness. Something hidden will be illuminated. We all have aspects of ourselves that we do not appreciate or like. Learn to change these things if they do not benefit us, or lovingly accept them. And again, with the whole new moon, like, releasing things and allowing new things to begin is definitely where all of these reads have been sitting today. Okay, so that's another great card. I did want to mention, just with these two mostly being aligned like this, there's a lot of purple, which is indicative of your crown chakra. So you guys may want to do some crown chakra healing if, again, that resonates with you. Okay, the gorilla, I'm not going to read him, but basically it's finding peace, right? It's not going to war. It's changing your perspective. It's looking at things from that higher perspective, okay? It's about new beginnings and starting over and thinking about, how do I not repeat these cycles? What lessons did I learn? What lessons did I need to learn? And how can I do better? What does God or the universe or my spirit guides want me to see? How do they want me to do things differently this time around, okay? And I like the fact that you have 4 in the front and 4 in the back. That's really cool alignment for you guys. All right, let's get, what are we at, 27? All right, let's get some of these. This is the divine, no, just kidding. Wisdom of the Oracle cards. Like I mentioned, it's in the description box. There's a lot of other stuff in the description box. I don't know if I said that, but personal reads are in there, although I'm not doing those right now. Any extended reads that I do are in there. Again, not doing those. I just don't have time, guys. But you know what? Do feel free to reach out and say, hey, I would like to do a personal read if that resonates with you. And I will do my best to make accommodations, but I don't want everyone to be like signing up because, like I said, I have a lot going on right now. But I will try. I will definitely try, guys. And I've only mentioned this in your reading and another reading, so I probably shouldn't mention it in any other readings. Anyways, description box is really helpful. If you guys want to see a different variety in your tarot cards, I have an Amazon link to, which I'm not like affiliating with. I just have a list, a wish list of cards that you can choose from if you so feel inclined to donate in that way to the channel. But honestly, guys, just having you here and watching these readings is like good enough for me. I love watching how many views I get, even though it's like small compared to a lot of other people. I still like it. I like when you guys like my stuff too, because then that helps me know that like I'm channeling correctly and that you guys are just like authentically my audience, which I love you guys. So, oops. That's like support enough for me. Awesome. Okay. See if we can get 1 or 2 more. And again, I read these. How'd you like to receive this? Sideways again. same way. Or, no, it isn't. It came out sideways, didn't it? All right, anything else? All right. Cool deal, Capricorns. Cool deal. We have no place like home as the protection message. The bottom of the deck. I guess I could have put these. Do you guys still see those? Yeah. Just move this up a little. No, this one was first, wasn't it? Okay. Love it. And you guys can see all of those. Awesome. Okay, so you have TikTok in the reverse. Like I said, I'm going to get the book for these. These I definitely need the book for because they have like protection messages and then prosperity messages and all this other stuff. So they're just hard to remember. But you have TikTok in the reverse. That's a number 3 card. Did you guys get number 3? No, you didn't. Okay. Between Worlds, another 3 card. That's all divine guidance there. And then you have a number 1 card, a Yang, in the protection message. So again, resonating with the gorilla over here in the new beginnings, right? And honestly, I can tell you now with this Yang in reverse, it's definitely telling you to be less in your ego self and more in that feminine energy that we already talked about, less in that masculine energy. But we'll get to that one. All right, TikTok, protection, a message, not the app. Okay, have you been feeling as if the clock is ticking and gotten a little nervous that your dreams are taking too long to manifest? There's nothing to fear. You will never run out of time for the important things. The miracles that are yours alone, can't be missed. Isn't that amazing? You're in such capable hands with guides and angels hovering in the invisible spaces, ensuring that your journey will be filled with all sorts of goodies. Let your anxiety be gently dispelled by your faith. Spirit will never deny you your highest good. All is yours in divine, appropriate timing so you can relax. Love it. Next you have Between Worlds, and this is kind of feeling stuck, okay, in a stuck position here. But it is in the upright, so it's kind of good. All right, transitions, not being quite out of one situation and fully engaged in another. Temporary blindness and no man's land. So the message is, between the worlds is where you must let go of the tendency to make assumptions. This is a time when you are unable to see what is ahead. Cultivate curiosity and trust the process of change and growth. You are done learning the lessons of recent experiences, which is crazy because we just talked about learning lessons or having cycles repeat, right? In this place between what was and what will be is the state of making and unmaking and making again. And that's really cool because that aligns with what I mentioned with the whole seasons, right? With the death and the rebirth and how that cycle keeps going. So I love how when the readings kind of align like that, it's really cool to see how different decks can still align with the same message. Okay. What is essential now is to admit not knowing. There's great freedom and power to be unleashed. A mystery that is not yours to understand weaves the web of life within a divine matrix of consciousness greater than your own thoughts, feelings, beliefs, desires, and decisions. The seeds that were planted in the past begin to take root, but what surfaces will probably not be what you expect. When you are between the worlds, you are invited to see with the curious eyes of a child glimpsing a rainbow for the first time. Do so, and you will not be disappointed. What else? If for those of you that this pertains to career and finances, it says in your work, sometimes you try things that have worked for others, hoping that you too will be successful. When this card appears, it reminds you that sometimes the path to your prosperity, which was over here, is a gamble. Win or lose, you can learn much from what comes of your wager. It's a good time to bet on your skills and talents in new and different arenas. Remain curious. And with the right combination of timing and luck, you will stumble upon something golden that will be unlike you've known before. So that's really cool. I really like that. That is in total alignment too with everything that we've said. All right, lastly, well, I guess I'm going to read that one too. So you have Yang here in the reverse, which is protection. Be mindful of the tendency toward impulsive action, overconfidence, and aggressive behavior. Think before you act, lest you find yourself in a situation that will lead to uncomfortable consequences. Be sure you really want what you're chasing after, because you might be sorry when you get it. And that's kind of cool because this aligns with this card about how seeds you've planted might become something that you want, that wasn't expected. The appearance of this card isn't cause for fear, for life is all about learning lessons. Practice temperance, diplomacy, and thoughtful consideration before making a move. My nose is itching again, guys. I'm sorry. Cool. All right. Lastly, and guys, I'm not really going into explaining these messages because I feel like they're pretty self-explanatory in this whole entire reading. A lot of times I will go deeper into the meanings behind these cards, but guys, they're so aligned right now. I just don't feel the need to do that. Okay, no place like home protection message says, there are times when what is familiar and known is not the best choice. Human beings are memory-driven creatures, and we all look for certainty for what we know, even if the qualities we seek in other people and in external conditions are expressed in unhealthy ways. Okay, so that could totally go with the whole twin flame ballpark arena too. Because of the in and out and that unhealthy weave of or dance that happens with twin flame. So a lot of you very well could probably be dealing with your twin flame. You would know, and that would resonate with you if that is you. Also, there's something else in here real quick. I think this goes back to the being between the worlds is what was and what is about to be. There's a limbo phase that you're in right now, and I feel like this being in what's familiar and known versus moving forward into things that we don't or are unsure of. I feel like that's where this is playing in with is because you're holding on to what you know because that's what's always been, but it's not what is in alignment with yourself anymore. Okay? And that's where we have to start this release, especially with the new moon. So it continues to say, avoid being too eager to find home. Choose something unfamiliar and trust that there you will find a new normal that supports your spirit. Remember, if you do what you did, you'll get what you got. Do the opposite of what feels right, even if it's uncomfortable, because what feels right is really what feels familiar, and you will attract and be drawn to the very things you don't want anymore. This time will not be different unless you do something different. Okay, so major message on that last card for sure, because it nicely ties everything up that we've already discussed, right? It's about getting out of that comfort zone, getting out of what you had this highly emotional connection with, and going through this tower moment, because on the other side of this tower, you have so much abundance and prosperity coming your way. It is ridiculous, right? But you have to trust the process. You have to go through that process. You have to let go of this masculine energy and tap more into that feminine energy of receiving. You have to open the space, right? You have to open the space and allow divine intervention to come in and help you and guide you to what is ultimately the highest good for you and everyone that you come in contact with, okay? Because when you heal yourself, you heal other people. Okay, I really don't feel like I need to get any more cards, but I have been doing the Moonology deck, so I'll probably get 2 of these out for you guys. We're at 40 minutes, which is fine. Let's shuffle this once. These I don't do reversals in either. And this is the Moonology Manifestation deck, so it's not your typical Moonology deck that you see most of the readers using. So let's get 1 or 2 cards. I like this deck, because it's more advice driven than like what is happening. Here we go. Make time for self-love. See, I told you. And you guys have more purple coming out. I don't know if you've noticed that. See, there's purple in the top here. You have purple in the sides here, but you definitely have that purple and this purple and even this purple over here. So definitely that crown chakra and allowing your intuition to kick in and divine guidance to happen. See if I can get one more for you guys. There we go. Work through your feelings. Both of those are last quarter moons as well. All right, let's see what this guy is. And then you have full moon in Taurus. Detoxify. I like that one. And then at the bottom, you have full moon in Virgo. Take inspired action. I think, including this reading, I think this is the 3rd time that take inspired action has come through. So make time for self-love. I'm really not going to read that one. It's self-explanatory. Do things that fire up your soul. Do things for yourself. Take time out for yourself. I mentioned in a different reading starting a hobby, so that could be for you as well. Just doing things you're passionate about, right? Things that spark joy. Work through your feelings. I will read that one to you guys. That's the last quarter moon in Aries. Right here. It says someone has had their feelings hurt. Maybe it's you. Deal with this upset, especially, but not only if it's on the home front. Whatever is going on right now will go better if you take steps to make sure that no one is feeling like they've been emotionally run over. If you feel like your feelings have been trampled on, it's time to work through them and clear them. The fact that this came up with under or above the 10 of Cups and this 2 of Cups in the reverse like this very well could be you guys and what the situation is in total. How you might be feeling like your feelings have been trampled on, like it didn't come out the way that you thought it was, and that you're being asked to work through those feelings. Okay, and clear them out. Let's see. Once you do, you can move towards your goals. It's hard to manifest when hurt feelings are in the way. Yeah, totally. So again, going back to that blockage, right? The blockage in the pipe scenario. If you're feeling hurt or pain or resentment or any sort of negative connotations, you can't manifest, because you'll only manifest negativity, because that's what you're projecting. So you need to work through these feelings, heal them, clear them out, and change your perspective. Change to the prosperity, abundance mindset. Change to that positive mindset so that you can actually attract those things. Okay? It says relationships, especially with family and or the people you live with, are extra charged now. If someone is riding roughshod over your feelings, don't sulk. Also with that, they're telling me to let you know about the Mercury retrograde. I don't know if we're out of it yet. I didn't look that up. So definitely check that. But we were just in Mercury retrograde if we are out of it. So feelings are very high strung. Emotions are very high strung. So take heed in how you go about saying things and doing things when it comes to other people. Let's see. When someone upsets you, it's easy to wear your hurt like a badge of honor, but that merely perpetuates the situation. Your manifestation affirmation for this card is, I now choose to release all my hurt. And so it is. All right. Lastly, here you have the full moon in Taurus. Where is she at? Taurus. Right here. All right, detoxify. You need a detox to restore equilibrium to your situation. Again, going back to that balance. That balance is a common theme going through all of these readings. Perhaps you've been obsessing and have fallen into a negative headspace. Whatever the case, you need to release any dramas, possessiveness, and stubbornness to free up everything. Digging your heels in won't help, and neither will allowing yourself to be mean. It could be a spiritual, emotional, or physical detox that's called for. And that even kind of ties into working through your feelings, right? There could be something that is that you're just really holding on to, and you're being asked to release whatever that is. Okay, don't be stubborn about it. Don't try to hold grudges about it, because that's not doing you any good. When you forgive somebody, you let go of that hurt, the pain, the anger, the resentment, anything that is attached in a negative emotional aspect, mentally or emotionally. You're letting all of that go. You're forgiving the situation and what happened, whether you agree with what that person did or not. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to agree with it, but you're forgiving them so that you have the power to move on, so that you have the power to move forward and bring in the abundance that is sitting here waiting for you. Find a balance between what your heart wants and what is the practical next step to take. Your challenge now is to balance yourself emotionally. And again, a lot of emotion on the board with these cup cards here. This might not be easy, but it'll boost your manifesting ability far more than if you're over emotional and therefore out of alignment. True facts. Yes. Okay. I express love and love comes back to me. That's your affirmation. Okay, Capricorn, so definitely a good read. Definitely aligns with all the other reads that we have done today. Definitely do the self-love, the self-healing, letting go, working through those feelings, letting go of the past situation and healing from that. What else? Open the space, right? Open the space and let divine intervention do its work. You can even ask for that. You can ask for God or your spirit guides or the universe, whichever your belief is, to come in and do work in your life, right? To show you the path that you need to take in order to heal for your highest good and for those around you. You can ask those questions and you will be guided, so don't be afraid to ask. If you don't ask, you can't receive it, right? Okay, Capricorn, so I hope you have a good new moon if you're watching this when I upload it. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a good week, a good weekend, and I hope that this all resonated with you in some way, shape, or form. Again, if it didn't, come back in like a week, because divine timing is different for everybody. And if it really doesn't resonate after all of that, then feel free to check some other sign placements: Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. Okay, guys? All right, I will see you next time.